Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Thunderdog Top Dog Season 1 tournament. This is week number 1, game number 4 between Carleton and Renegades of Hell as the purple Zerg representing the Renegades of Hell in the top of the new map. I forget. I think this is Polar Night. I'm going to call it Polar Night, but I forget its name. It is going to be Blord. Yeah. Blord. Representing the Carleton University, it is going to be one of the returning Grandmasters from the past Collegiate Star League season. It is going to be none other than EyEPatcHZerG. And let's bring that nameplate up. We have EyEPatcHZerG, I forget if I mentioned his color, in the pink. So pink versus purple. Is it like, I don't know about you, but when I get into a game, if I'm in a custom match and I see someone else picked a color that looks exactly like the color I had, like, and we're playing the same race, be that, you know, if someone picks blue Terran and I want it to be teal, I don't stay as teal Terran, I change my color. But it looks like EyEPatcHZerG and Blord, they're not having any of that. Like, they want to play the two races that are already kind of pink and purple, and they want to play, like, if we look at the Zergling fights in this game, it's going to be so hard to tell. Maybe I should just... Oh, you can't do team colors in this. Well, EyEPatcHZerG and Blord. Hopefully this isn't a Ling-Baneling battle, because all their units are going to look the same. It looks like we have Blord going for a 15 hatch, while EyEPatcHZerG, sorry, I should have caught on this, I believe this is a 15 pool, and then he's going to go into hatch after that. So a little bit of a safer build from EyEPatcHZerG, but against what Blord is doing, it's going to put him a little bit behind. And hey, guess what? Finally, there's Zergs in a match, so I can talk about the matchup and be somewhat informed. So we do have pretty standard Overlord patterns for both of them. They want to see, are you expanding? Or Blord's looking to see, is there an expansion? He sees the timing, goes, oh great, like this is exactly what you want to see when you go for a 15 hatch. Oh, you went for a delayed hatchery. You're not putting a pressure on me. I just have to sit there and enjoy my economic edge. While EyEPatcHZerG is sending his Overlord in, he's getting a good scout off. There's not really that much risk of a queen being out at 3 minutes. Like, this Overlord, you can always get away with it. Like, you're always going to be able to get in and see. And this way, he does see the gas timing. He sees exactly, oh, when did this guy start mining his gas? EyEPatcHZerG has been mining gas this whole time. So we're going to see EyEPatcHZerG with the faster queen and the faster... the faster Zergling speed, likely, if that's the direction he decides to go, and we'll have to wait and see when he gets to 100 gas. But, and you know, I said you can always get out. Yeah, 4 minutes is sort of the time that your queen will come out for a 14 pool. So if they've gone for a 10 pool and they got an early queen, they might be able to kill your Overlord. But that, like, if they went, instead of getting 6 Zerglings, they got a queen off their 10 pool, like, man, you're already ahead. Like, I would gladly remake that Overlay. That'd be like super meta BM strats. It's like so good, but actually so not good. That might be something for Tasteless and Artosis to talk about, because I know they look for stuff like that to talk about all the time. We do see both players. I believe they just got 2 Zerglings out apiece, and EyEPatcHZerG was one of the guys that taught me. He said, make 2 Zerglings, send them into your opponent's base. Yeah, do exactly this. See exactly what's going on. And we do see Blord actually, interestingly, got his Zerglings out faster than EyEPatcHZerG. Probably EyEPatcHZerG squeezed a couple extra drones in there because he saw his opponent go hatchery first. He knows he can. And he's still going to be able to run in here and see exactly what's going on. Nice queen positioning by Blord. He pulls drones to try to deny it, but doesn't quite get it. This is, wow, that's really good. And he, oh wow, I can't believe I missed this. He's going for a Roach Warren, so he is going for an all-in play. Really needed to shut that scout down. Really good try with the queens. But that's why you send 2 Zerglings. And this is what EyEPatcHZerG has coached me a lot in ZVZ. This is why you make 2 Zerglings. 8 roaches on the way for Blord. Remember, Carleton is up 2-1 in the series. If EyEPatcHZerG takes this win, then Carleton will walk away from this in a 3-1 victory, earning 3 points for each victory and an additional fourth point for taking the series. So we'll have to see if Blord is able to deal with this. EyEPatcHZerG is getting Zergling upgrades and making a crap load of speedlings. So when these roaches hit, it's going to be tough to say. I want to say EyEPatcHZerG scouted it in time and is going to be able to hold it, but that Roach Warren was pretty much done by the time he scouted it. The supplies are even, but I think with the defender's advantage, EyEPatcHZerG will get a good engage here. The spine crawlers are up. He needs to get a good surround. Wow, gets a nice surround on the roaches. That's what he needed. That is exactly what he... If those roaches were bunched up along a wall and he wasn't able to get the surface area, this attack could have done more. I still think he had enough enough Zerglings to be able to deal with this, but we'll have to see what happens. Blord behind that started his lair, so he's this is by no means like, oh, Blord tried it all in. Like, no. This was an aggressive opening by Blord. Could have, if EyEPatcHZerG didn't respond properly, it could have done a lot of damage. We'll see if Blord is able to hold this, because this extractor is going down. EyEPatcHZerG is trying to break it. Looks like Blord is going to re-wall with extractors, or with Evo chambers and queens, and that's a very nice hold by Blord. If those Zerglings had gotten in, like if he just chewed through this and run through, you know, that could have been potentially game ending, but a very, very well thought out play by Blord. And I might steal his build, because I really like the idea of being, like, for me, I like being aggressive. Throws down a Baneling Nest, so he's going to keep this aggression on. Personally, I'm much more of a Roach Baneling player than sort of as we see, EyEPatcHZerG going for that Muta style. So we'll definitely have to see how Blord responds to this. I think he's going to try to get sort of roaches and banelings up. We see he's getting that +1 attack. Does EyEPatcHZerG have... I think he has his Carapace. Yeah, he has +1 Carapace. This is a build I've seen him do a few times. And you can tell he's going for that Mutas, respecting the roaches. That's his spine wall. I think he let some of those spines from before finish as well. But EyEPatcHZerG is trying to get that expansion up. This is what you have to do as the Muta player. We see Blord getting that scout off. We'll have to see, is he going to be able to see that spire? Oh yeah, he sees the spire. So he knows what he's up against, and he can choose. Does he go right now? It looks like his roach speed is done. Nope, almost done. So he moves out right now. He's going to be able to either shut down this third, or he's going to try to shut down that third and break the front. 4 spine crawlers. This is a nice, really nice position for EyEPatcHZerG to be in. Nice. He has the one Zergling here to shut that down. And he's going for the counterattack. What is there at home? Oh, is he going to be able to break the front? This is tough to say. The roaches are coming in. EyEPatcHZerG is reinforcing with his counterattack at the spine crawler, but it looks like Blord's roaches are being a little indecisive at the moment. It looks like he's probably struggling to hold this. The Zerglings have broken through. It looks like the spine crawler could be in a lot of trouble. Blord needs to do something. Remember, the Muta clock is on the way. 9 Mutalisks are going to be on the field. Blord needs to win this, or else Renegades of Hell are going to lose this series. Carleton's already up 2-1. Forces the cancel on the expansion. The Mutas are out, so the clock has started. Well, it already started for these roaches, and look how many spine crawlers EyEPatcHZerG has got up in the meantime. Pulls the drones to hold the roaches under the spines. The Mutas are out. And, okay, the queens go down, but I don't think that's enough. That's virtually no damage that's virtually no damage done. Both players denied each other's third base, but the economic damage done by Blord compared to the economic damage done by EyEPatcHZerG, like, if you look at Blord's expansion, like, let's take a look. 22 workers killed by that Zergling counterattack by EyEPatcHZerG, and Blord is back down to 1 base, and he doesn't have any answers for the anti-air. I think this is GG. There's no way... Like, yeah, there we go, GG. He doesn't have an answer for the Mutas. That's going to be Carleton taking game number 3. Now, I'm casting these off replays, so spoilers, I already kind of knew the result. Sorry if I spoiled that in my cast. But EyEPatcHZerG takes game number 3. Now, it wasn't explained clearly prior to the series what was going to happen for the scoring, so... and there was a mix-up with subs and other stuff going on for Team Renegades of Hell, so they ended up forfeiting the 5th game, or the 5th game, which means that Carleton takes the point from that game as well. The overall result from this, you remember, Renegades of Hell took the first game, so they get 1 point off of that game, and then Carleton scores 5 points, 1 point for each, 3 points for the games that they won, 1 point for winning the best of 5, and 1 point for the forfeit. So that's 5 points for Carleton University and 1 point for the Renegades of Hell after week 1 of the Thunderdogs Top Dog Season 1 League. This is Apathy. Thanks for joining me on the broadcast, and I'll see you next week.